We are counting down the 8 defining moments that made Barry Sanders the most elusive running back of his era. From college records that stunned the nation to NFL achievements nobody thought possible, each entry reveals another layer of football dominance, franchise frustration, or legacy-defining drama. Which twist in this journey stands above the rest? Let's begin with number 8 and discover where it all started. Barry Sanders' legend began long before the NFL. In 1988, at Oklahoma State, he delivered a season unlike anything college football had seen. Sanders rushed for 2,628 yards in just 11 games, shattering the NCAA single-season record. He scored 37 touchdowns, leaving defenders spinning and crowds roaring. Born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, Sanders carried his father's lessons about humility and hard work onto every field. His runs became highlight reels, sideline sprints, impossible cuts, and broken tackles piling up week after week. When his name was called at the Heisman Trophy ceremony, few doubted he belonged among the greats. Scouts called him a once-in-a-generation talent, a player whose speed and vision could change the future of any franchise. The NFL was about to find out just how true that was. Barry Sanders didn't need time to adjust to the NFL. From his very first carry with the Detroit Lions in 1989, defenders found themselves chasing shadows. Sharing the backfield, early on, Sanders still managed to rack up 1,470 rushing yards over 16 games. His average of 5.3 yards per carry stunned coaches and fans alike. No rookie had ever made the league's top tacklers look so helpless so often. Every Sunday, highlight reels filled with his impossible cuts and breakaway sprints. By season's end, there was no debate. Sanders was the unanimous choice for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. The leap from college star to professional sensation happened overnight, setting the stage for a decade of brilliance that would redefine what was possible at running back. From 1990 to 1994, Barry Sanders erased any doubt about his staying power. In his second year, he rushed for 1,304 yards and scored 13 touchdowns, leading the league in rushing for the first time. The following season, he topped himself with 1,548 yards, becoming just the third player in NFL history to post back-to-back seasons over 1,500 rushing yards. Each autumn, defensive coordinators built their schemes around stopping Sanders. It never worked. He earned a Pro Bowl selection every year, starting a streak that would last his entire career. Even in seasons when the Lions struggled, Sanders' numbers never dipped. 1,352 yards in 1992, 1,115 in a shortened 1993 campaign, and a thunderous 1,883 yards in 1994. By the mid-90s, his name was already etched among the game's greats, and every Sunday, the league braced for another impossible run from number 20. Barry Sanders redefined what it meant to be elusive in the NFL, not through sheer size or power, but with a rare blend of biomechanics and instinct. Standing 5'8" and weighing just under 200 pounds, he ran lower to the ground than almost any defender he faced. That compact frame, paired with a short, rapid stride, allowed Sanders to plant his foot and change direction in an instant, sometimes at angles that seemed impossible. His jump cuts became legendary. One step left, a flash of hips, and he would vanish, leaving tacklers grasping at empty space. Spin moves flowed naturally, not as tricks, but as the split-second decisions made while reading the chaos at the line of scrimmage. Sanders' patience set him apart. He would hesitate behind blockers, scanning for the smallest crease, then explode through before defenders could react. Coaches and opponents alike described his runs as unpredictable, almost improvisational. Biomechanical studies later confirmed what fans saw each Sunday. Sanders forced more missed tackles than any back of his era, using balance, vision, and a low center of gravity to slip free where others would be stopped. His body control and decision-making turned routine handoffs into moments of pure artistry, inspiring awe from teammates and frustration from defenders who never quite knew where he would go next. In 1997, Barry Sanders delivered a season for the ages. After a slow start, he erupted, stringing together 14 straight games with over 100 rushing yards. Defenses stacked the line, but it made no difference. Sanders slipped through the smallest cracks, breaking tackles with a blend of speed and balance no one could match. By December, the chase for 2,000 yards became a national story. Entering the final week, he needed exactly 184 yards to reach the milestone. Against the Jets, he hit that number on the nose, capping the regular season with 2,053 rushing yards, only the third player in NFL history to cross that threshold. He averaged 6.1 yards per carry, the highest ever for a back with that workload, and scored 14 total touchdowns. The league recognized his brilliance with the NFL Most Valuable Player award. For Sanders, 1997 wasn't just a career peak. It was proof that pure running could still electrify the modern game. Over 10 seasons, Barry Sanders assembled a statistical legacy that few have approached. His career total of 15,269 rushing yards ranked third all-time when he walked away, a number built on relentless consistency rather than a single outlier year. Sanders found the end zone 99 times on the ground, with another 10 touchdowns as a receiver, each score a product of his uncanny ability to make defenders miss. His 5.0 yards per carry average stands as one of the highest for any back with significant workload, a mark that speaks to both his explosiveness and efficiency. Every fall, Sanders delivered 10 straight years of at least 1,000 rushing yards, never once dipping below that mark, no matter the opponent or the state of the Detroit offense. He never missed a game due to injury, appearing in 153 consecutive contests, a streak that underscores both his durability and his commitment. On a per-game basis, he averaged nearly 100 rushing yards and over 128 all-purpose yards, week after week, season after season. These numbers are more than just milestones. They are proof of a decade spent at the very peak of professional football, setting a standard that remains the benchmark for greatness at the running back position. During Barry Sanders' decade in Detroit, team success proved stubbornly elusive. The Lions finished those 10 seasons with a record of 77 wins and 76 losses, a mirror of mediocrity despite having a once-in-a-generation running back. 5 trips to the playoffs produced just a single victory, a 1991 wild-card win that stands as the lone postseason highlight of Sanders' career. While Sanders delivered brilliance on the field, the franchise struggled to build a true contender around him. The offensive line, often ranked among the league's weakest, rarely gave him the space or protection afforded to other star backs of the era. Instead of investing heavily in blockers or a franchise quarterback, the front office relied on continuity and modest roster tweaks. Coaching stability was an illusion. Wayne Fontes led the team for most of Sanders' career. But the final years brought abrupt changes, with Bobby Ross and then interim coaches cycling through the locker room. Each new regime promised a turnaround, but the results never matched the talent in the backfield. For Sanders, the constant churn and missed opportunities became a backdrop to personal achievement, fueling a growing frustration that would have shaped the closing chapter of his story. On July 27, 1999, Barry Sanders sent a fax to his hometown newspaper in Wichita, Kansas. In a few paragraphs, he announced he was leaving football. No press conference, no fanfare, just a quiet goodbye at age 31. The news sent shockwaves through the NFL. Sanders walked away just 1,457 yards short of the breaking Walter Payton's all-time rushing record, a mark many thought he was destined to surpass. He left the game healthy, still at the top of his abilities, after rushing for nearly 1,500 yards in his final season. The Detroit Lions, blindsided, tried to change his mind. NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue reached out, hoping to convince him to return. Instead, Sanders paid back $1.83 million of his signing bonus, honoring his contract and closing the door on his playing days for good. For fans and teammates, the retirement was more than a surprise. It felt like the end of an era. Sanders had carried the Lions for a decade, providing hope and excitement in a city starved for football glory. His decision forced a reckoning with what greatness means and whether chasing records or championships is worth more than personal contentment. 5 years later, Canton called. In 2004, Barry Sanders became a first-ballot Hall of Famer, his number 20 jersey already retired in Detroit. The ceremony was a celebration and a reminder. Some legends choose their own finish line. His highlight reels still draw awe, but the questions linger. What might have happened if he had played on? And what does it mean to walk away while still on top? Barry Sanders left football on his terms, forever elusive, even in goodbye. From a record-shattering college season to his stunning, voluntary retirement just shy of the all-time rushing crown, Barry Sanders' decade-long journey stands apart in NFL history. Across all 8 entries, one pattern is clear. Sanders redefined what was possible for a running back, pairing jaw-dropping agility with relentless consistency. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons, 15,269 yards, and a 5.0 yards per carry average. Yet, even as he created highlight after highlight, the Lions' organizational turmoil and lack of playoff success added a bittersweet edge to his legacy. No entry was more shocking than his abrupt retirement, which forced the sports world to confront the reality that greatness isn't always measured by records alone. This list proves that true elusiveness isn't just about dodging tacklers, it's about forging your own path on your own terms. In the end, Barry Sanders showed that the most elusive legacy is one defined by both extraordinary talent and the courage to walk away.